The Community Stations Pilot Project is a series of activities at the Ringwood Railway Station that really bring people's lives to life. So it's a way of connecting people to each other and raising their sense of belonging in a community and also their awareness of mental health. The idea came from the TrackSAFE Foundation, and then they approached Public Transport Victoria, who funded the project. There were other partners involved as well, including Metro Trains, V-Line and the University of Melbourne.
Well, Council's really committed to wellbeing, and we're always looking for projects such as this that we can roll out across the city that allows people to be included in what could just be everyday functions. When they get off the train, there's something really exciting happening. It makes them feel welcome, like they belong, they have a sense of community.
Every single week for 6 months, there were things going on around the station, in the station, that wouldn't be normally a part of people's experience there. So people might come in and there might be a band playing, or there might be a writer in residence asking them for their stories. And then there were a whole lot of other things like a youth expo, there were brass bands, there were art experiences, there was a huge amount of things that were just not part of people's normal day experience at the station.
When people go to the station, there's all these people that surround them who they might see regularly on a daily basis but never connect with. And what we find, I think, at places like stations when you do a community art project is that it starts to get people talking and feel that, well, maybe this is a place where I'm not just commuting. Maybe it's a place where, I'm part of something.
A huge range of community groups and agencies became involved. There were the local police who came down and played games on the forecourt. There was a whole range of people that did unusual and different things to reach out to their community.
It just brought the whole station just alight. And people were just saying, this is just so great. And people would stop and chat, which they normally probably wouldn't do. They just keep going home. So it lends itself to bringing everyone together in the one area and getting to meet people.
It's great for us to interact with the community in a more relaxed way. I was speaking to the lady in the line for gelato, and she was saying how she would never associate the police with a positive experience, but today it has been, which is really good for us to hear. Everybody was chatting to everyone, so it was a good community feel. Yeah.
I think a station is a particularly important place to talk about mental health and wellbeing.
We had the Night of Light, and it's around suicide prevention, so it's a very emotional topic to begin with. And not that it was a fun thing we were doing, but it actually lifted people's spirits. It was like about hope, and with the music playing and the lanterns, it really gave people a different sense. Instead of being one of sadness, it was about we can do something light, and have a light for people at the end of this tunnel that they might be experiencing.
The thinking behind the Community Stations project is let's access the positive potential. Let's get upstream for people who might be not going through a really good time in their life and they might be thinking about things like suicide. And let's make the station a welcoming, inclusive space.
People come to the railway station to take a train and go wherever they're going. But when you offer them a little bit more, you can see that people actually stop to smell the roses. It just lifts up the whole aura of the station, and it did work wonders for us.
How many times has any one of us actually sat next to somebody on a train and thought, well, I'm never going to see this person again, and why don't I strike up a conversation? But you don't, because you're in your zone and everyone's stressed about the day ahead. So to have an excuse not to do that, I think is really special.